A double entry journal is a way to demonstrate your learning about a topic. It is split into two columns. On the left-hand side, you copy lines directly from the text, and on the right-hand side, you provide commentary and explanation of why you selected those lines. For our next work, we are going to keep a double entry journal that demonstrates our understanding of different literary elements used in our independent reading books. As you read, you're going to look for lines that show a literary element being used. We are going to talk about each literary element in depth in class, and you will look through your independent reading book for examples. Some elements to keep an eye out for are plot, character, conflict, setting, imagery, figurative language, mood, tone, symbolism, and theme. When you find lines from the text that relate to one of these elements, you simply will copy the lines directly from the text on the left-hand column. You will provide the page number as well to show where you got the line from. Whenever you pick a line, it must relate to the element provided on your double entry journal packet. Once you have chosen and copied your lines on the left-hand side from the text, now you must respond to what you picked. You'll explain what the lines show about the literary element and why you chose them. You'll analyze the lines and explain the deeper meaning. You will explain how the lines affect you as the reader or the story itself. This should be at least 4 complete sentences, and your commentary should demonstrate understanding of the text and show that you have done your reading. Feel free to make connections, to make inferences, predictions, and other things you can do to show how the lines relate to the literary element and your understanding of the text. Your goal is to create a double entry journal that looks like this sample. My independent reading book is Drums, Girls, and Dangerous Pie by Jordan Sonnenblick. On the left-hand side, I will copy a line cited from the text, and on the right-hand side, I'll provide my commentary. I'm responding to the literary element about character traits, so I found this line on page 10 that talks about the character. It says, "I have mouse brown, cowlicky hair, glasses that are about 1 inch thick, and braces that look like I tried to swallow a train wreck." Page 10. You'll notice that the lines I used relate directly to the literary element character that's provided at the top. You'll also notice that I copied the lines directly from the text and I used quotation marks to show that this is something directly from the text. I also put the page number in parentheses after. On the left-hand side, all that goes there are lines copied directly from the text related to the literary element in the box. Once you've given the lines on the left-hand side, now is the more in-depth analysis part on the right. This is where you provide your commentary about the lines that you picked. In your case, you'll be explaining how it shows the literary element that's used and what it adds to the story. Here's an example. This is an example of the author using characterization, which means the author is telling us about the character. The author mentions how Stephen looks. This gives me a clear picture of what Stephen looks like in my mind. It also shows what Stephen thinks about himself, which isn't too great. I can infer that he may be a little insecure about his looks, and that may affect how he acts with others in the book. You'll notice that my commentary is at least 4 sentences. It analyzes the lines, and it shows my connections and inferences to the text. It shows that I understood what I've read and how it affects me as the reader. We're going to spend the next few weeks covering a different literary element each 1 to 2 days. We'll start with plot, then go to character, conflict, setting, imagery, figurative language, mood, tone, symbolism, and theme. Each day when we cover one of the literary elements, you will also create a double entry journal in your packet about that element in your IRB. You will then provide your commentary, and you will have 15 completed entries due at the end of the month for an assessment grade. Let's do this.